So back in August, I believe it was August 22nd, we had DC Fandom. Now, Fandom was amazing. Fandom was great. Fandom was everything that I expected it to be, and even better. The crazy part is that after Fandom dropped, a lot of people started to take DC and Warner Brothers seriously with the content that they were putting out. Even me, for that matter. I mean, I had lost a little bit of hope, but, I regained it back. I'm a DC guy anyway. Not that I'm not a Marvel guy. I love them both equally. But if I had to pick, I'm a DC guy. And right after the news had all dropped on that day, I took to my own personal social media and I put 2 images up. Now, one was from Kevin Hart's special Grown Little Man, and it's the one where he has the ain't gonna do nothing face. And then the other one was from, I believe, his What Now special, when he was doing the joke about, are you done? And I put those two images up side by side with the caption, right now, Marvel and Disney is feeling one of 2 ways. They're either having the face where they ain't gonna do nothing, or they got the face where, okay, are you done? And after this past weekend, I think we all know the answer. Marvel and Disney together. Well, actually not Marvel, but Disney themselves. Disney did what Eric Draven did in The Crow at the very last scene when he grabbed my man and said, I have something for you. I don't want it anymore. 30 hours of pain. Now, they didn't give us 30 hours of pain, but it was all at once and all for you. And here I am to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is the special episode of DYSG for Disney Investor Day. What's going on, people? It is your boy Nix coming back to y'all once again. This is a special episode on the Disney Investor Day special episode. Man, this was a lot. Let's go ahead and get to it. I'm your boy Nix. Thank you for joining me for the first time, if you have. And if you're an avid listener, welcome back. This is the show where we talk about everything geek and everything positive as possibly as we can, and bring it to y'all in the podcast. Please check us out on Spreaker, Spreaker.com. That's the home team where you can find us there. Also, DoYouSpeakGeek.com is the website. Check us out for all content. Follow us on the social medias, Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at DYSG_tweets, Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. And you can also find us on YouTube. It's the only place where you can find the Dono and Daddy Show. Please be sure to subscribe, like, Hulk smash that bell for all notifications, and be sure to leave your comments. We want to know what you guys think. Thanks to all subscribers. Thanks to all followers. Let's do this thing. Say left. Come on!
To infinity and beyond!
This is the way.
Go!
Verb, I know what we're gonna do today.
I love you 3,000.
I'm a Jedi, like my father before me.
All right, let's go.
All right, starting right out the gate, let's talk about the Star Wars content. So, Star Wars started out with the Andor Rogue One prequel series. Disney gave Star Wars fans a glimpse of the long-awaited Cassian Andor series, officially titled Star Wars Andor. The Rogue One prequel will debut on Disney Plus in 2022. Disney also released a quick sizzle reel for the new series, which just began production late last November. Little else is known about the pilot of Andor, other than it takes place before the events of Rogue One. This one is a good series. I think it's going to be very, very intricate and show us just what led up to the uprising in Rogue One. It's going to be interesting to watch Cassian come into his own, and I think this will be a good series for Disney Plus. Now, another one is a big series, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. This will take place 10 years after Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and it will be directed by Deborah Chow. The series is set to begin production in March of 2021, and it is being billed as the rematch of the century. Why, you ask? Because Disney has revealed that the Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus will see the return of Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader. Now, some people are excited about this. Ewan McGregor is definitely excited about it, but a lot of people aren't. And people have their reasons for not being excited about this, because some people thought that Hayden Christensen's take, or I guess his portrayal with the help of Mr. George Lucas, the portrayal of Anakin, aka Darth Vader, was kind of whack. I mean, the guy had to go through so much pain to become one of the most feared entities in the entire galaxy, so I don't see the problem. I'm excited. I can't wait to see this rematch and watch Obi-Wan get them hands from Vader, because I think he's gonna smash him this time. Hopefully, Vader, you will have the high ground. The Acolyte, new Star Wars series. It will take place during the High Republic era. The series will be created by Russian doll creator Leslie Headland, which was announced earlier this year. During the Investor Day presentation, fans got to learn the official title surrounding the series. It will be set in the final days of the High Republic, a timeline that is set to be explored in Star Wars Publishing Initiative very early next year. This one's going to be a pretty good one. Also, a Lando Calrissian series. Lando, not Mando. The Lando Calrissian action series will be directed by Dear White People director Justin Simeon. No specific plot details or casting announcements for the upcoming Lando series so far. Billy D. Williams, of course, and Donald Glover have both portrayed the iconic actor. Simeon will be the writer, director behind Hulu's Bad Hat Harry film, along with Jay Farrow and Lena Waithe. I don't know who's going to be cast as Lando for this one. If Donald Glover comes back, awesome. If they can lock him down for the series. But we all know, if you're a big, Gambino fan like I am, the guy's way too busy to do anything or dedicate anything. So we'll see what happens. This was the big one for me. Now we have two spinoffs coming out of The Mandalorian. We have Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka Tano. Disney announced Ahsoka Tano will have a live-action TV show starring the one and only Rosario Dawson, as well as the series titled Rangers of the New Republic, and will likely feature Cara Dune and other characters introduced in The Mandalorian. Now, rumors were already swirling about Ahsoka Tano having her own series, but now it has been confirmed. As for Rangers of the New Republic, it's currently unknown who or what the series will be focusing on, but with Gina Carano's Cara Dune being rumored to earn her own spin-off series, it sounds like that could be the pitch. So we'll see what happens with there. I know a lot of people are calling for Gina Carano's head, but hey, she did a thing on Star Wars. I say let her rock it out. And of course, DYSG is so here. We are so shipping for Ahsoka Tano. Absolutely. Star Wars Bad Batch. Now, when I first saw the artwork, I kind of thought it said something else, but maybe that's just how my mind works. Anyway, the Star Wars Bad Batch is the animated series coming to Disney Plus. It's going to be spinning out of the final series of the Clone Wars. This series will debut sometime next year. Now, according to a press release, the series follows the elite and experimental clones of the Bad Batch as they find their way in a rapidly changing galaxy in the immediate aftermath of the Clone War. Members of the Bad Batch, a unique squad of clones who vary genetically from their brothers in the Clone Army, each possess a singular exceptional skill which makes them extraordinarily effective. In this post-Clone War era, they will take on daring mercenary missions, as they struggle to stay afloat and find a new purpose and new way of life. That one's gonna be dope. If you have been watching Clone Wars, you are already aware of the Bad Batch, and they are going to be tearing it up in this animated series. I can't wait to see this. It's gonna be dope. Now, Star Wars is getting into anime. How about that? Lucasfilm's President Kathleen Kennedy revealed that Star Wars is entering the world of anime with a series of short films called Visions. Visions will be a series of animated short films of the Star Wars galaxy through the lenses of anime creators. It will be 10 fantastic visions, and that's all Kennedy said. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe it's kind of a, what if scenario. Things that we have never seen in Star Wars before. Maybe we get to see them now in animated form or anime form. We'll see what happens. I really am going to be interested in watching this one. Now we got a Star Wars movie coming as well. It's called Rogue Squadron, and it is the next feature film coming from Star Wars. This will be in Christmas of 2023 and will be directed by none other than Wonder Woman's Patty Jenkins. She's the first female to direct a Star Wars film, and in a recent tweet, she all but confirms that she's focusing on X-Wing pilots as they battle in space over the fate of the galaxy. I can't wait. I mean, Patty Jenkins does such a great job with Wonder Woman. I can't wait to for her get her hands on something from Star Wars as well too. Personally, I would have picked Miss Bryce Howard, but that's just me. Let's dip into Marvel now. So Marvel had a lot of stuff, right? Let's run it down, shall we? Now Marvel announced Secret Invasion. It's a new series, and it reunites Samuel Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn. As you all know, Samuel Jackson is the quintessential head of everything in Marvel, aka Nick Fury, and Ben Hiddleston is Talos, the most famous Skrull in the MCU. The series will be seen, it takes place in Spider-Man Far From Home at the end credits, where we saw Fury was actually in Space Station while the other Skrulls the entire time, and while Talos was doubling as him. Secret Invasion will see Fury and Talos investigating a sect of Skrulls who've infiltrated the highest levels of authority in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, that does answer a lot of people's questions. Talos was actually Nick Fury the entire time for a lot of things in the MCU. Who's to say who else isn't or wasn't a Skrull during that time? This series is definitely going to point to some things. Now, we also have Ironheart, the series, coming to Disney+. Dominique Thorne, famously from being in the movie If Beale Street Could Talk, will be joining the MCU to play Riri Williams for the show head at Disney+. The young genius who becomes the successor to Iron Man following Tony Stark's death. It will be great to watch this. The character created by Brian Michael Bendis and Mike Deodato, created back in 2015. More recently, Eve Ewing and Kevin LeBronda have taken hold of the character, given a new set of armor all her own. That's in the comics. However, a lot of people, and by I say people, I mean racist, talking to you, got a problem with this for some reason. I mean, when you look at the way the character development happened in the comics, I mean, if nothing else, I mean, we have source material for a reason. And the fact that people are calling, oh my God, why they gotta put a black girl in there? I mean, why can't they use Morgan Stark? Listen, Morgan Stark is Iron Man's daughter, yes. But just because she is born of this guy does not mean that she is this guy. I mean, the fact that Riri Williams is a genius. She's a classified genius. That's what makes her qualified to be Ironheart. It's not something that's just given to her through birthright. Set your privilege aside and let this girl rock this role. Jeez. Alright. Off the soapbox for right now. Let's press on. Armor Wars. This one should be pretty heavy. Get it? Because it's armor and metal. Anyway. So Marvel Studios announced that Armor Wars is an original series headed Disney Plus, starring Don Cheadle as James Rhodes, aka War Machine. This is obviously going to be based on the classic Marvel Comics series about Tony Stark's worst fear coming true. What happens when his tech falls in the wrong hands? This was a 7-issue arc back in the 80s, late 80s, I believe. And hopefully we see a lot of suits of armor. We might even see Justin Hammer come back into this series. Maybe even see Rhodey take on the role of Iron Man at some point during the series. Who's to say? It could happen. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Yeah, let's do that. Another series, I Am Groot. No, I'm not just saying that, playing a character. That's a real series. It's a little animated shorts series, I Am Groot, which will follow the misadventures of Baby Groot. It'll take place sometime, I believe, in between when he, quote-unquote, died and came back in Guardians 1 and the time when he became the teenage Groot in Endgame. Now, according to James Gunn, we're going to have a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. This is probably going to be most likely shot during the same time as they're shooting Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and the holiday special will debut in 2022. And just like the movie, it will also be directed by none other than James Gunn. Fans can expect Gunn to give another turn to the Guardians outside of his upcoming third film. The holiday special will film at the same time, like I said here, and it should be a fun one for the crew to do. So we'll see how that goes. Looks like they're going the Star Wars route. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's a lot better. And we will definitely be checking that out here at DYSG. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Oh my god, the trailer. So, they finally gave us a trailer for this thing. It's debuting on March 19th, 2021. Now, this news comes with the trailer, of course, like I said. The Falcon and Winter Soldier picks up after the Avengers Endgame, where Cap gives the shield to Sam Wilson, and it features a long list of returning characters to the MCU. You got Baron Zemo being played by Daniel Bruhl. We even have Sharon Carter coming back being played by Emily Van Camp. We also have a new character, John Walker, aka U.S. Agent, being played by Wyatt Russell. This show seems to be pretty jam-packed with action. Watching Falcon fly through those mountains, oh my god, yeah. I'm ready to watch this now. Right now. Now, the Loki TV show. This one's going to be a bit of a scramble to the brain. Another thing that was presented during Investors Day was a fresh look on Marvel's Loki, revealing the first trailer and footage and a few plot details. Now, the series sees Loki making appearances throughout human history, influencing historical events. It will tie into the events that depicted Doctor Strange in the Multi-Universe of Madness. The series will be directed by Kate Herron, who previously revealed we're taking Loki into an entirely new part of the MCU. Of course, Tom Hiddleston will be back as the God of Mischief, but not the version of Loki that we saw die at the beginning of Avengers Infinity War, but rather his earlier, more malevolent self from the 2012 Avengers who, snatched up the Tesseract and got up out of there. Now, the trailer raises a couple of questions, particularly with the mention of the Bifrost during the trailer. Does Idris Elba's Heimdall make a return? Also, if you saw what I saw, will we see a cameo from Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow? Who knows? Let's see what we see. Marvel's What If? Now, Disney and Marvel gave us a nice little trailer of the MCU-based animated series, What If? This will be coming at some point next year as well, too, in summertime 2021. It's based on the old school Marvel comic that gives you alternate history of a lot of events that happened in Marvel Comics. It was written, edited, and created by Roy Thomas, I believe the same guy who created the character Ultron. The series explores certain events in the Marvel timeline, and this will be focusing on the MCU. Some of those stories will be like, what if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? What if the Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner? What if Jane Foster found the hammer of Thor? Those are some of the stories we saw in the comics. Now, as we saw in the animated series, we're going to see some other things. What if Sharon Carter was given the super soldier serum? What if T'Challa became Star-Lord? And there are going to be plenty others to see. I hope this series will not let me down. It's Marvel. It's not going to let me down. It's not. We already know this. Now, someone who has finally said, okay, you got me. Tatiana Maslany has confirmed she is definitely playing Jennifer Walters because we're gearing up for the She-Hulk series. And not only is she going to be in the series, but also Tim Roth will be returning to play the Abomination. And Big Green himself, Mark Ruffalo, will be in it to win it to play the Hulk. Now, for me, personally noted, no word on William Hurt or Tim Blake Nelson reprising their roles for the upcoming series. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Disney, if you're listening, get them in the show. Give them their roles. Please. Oh man, we got movies. Marvel movies. Fantastic Four. Now, I know a lot of nerds and blurs out there are probably not as excited about this as I am, but the fact that we have the Fantastic Four under the umbrella of the MCU, I think we're gonna get it right this time. Kevin Feige did confirm that we're gonna get a Fantastic Four movie. It's going to be directed by John Watts, the same guy who directed Spider-Man: Homecoming and Far From Home. Now, of course, we all know it was only a matter of time before Marvel began developing Fantastic Four movies, after Disney regained the rights to the characters along with X-Men in the acquisition of 20th Century Fox. And fans have long speculated with Marvel's iconic families how the MCU would get the treatment. We are going to see. And I don't know, I might have a fan cast for y'all. Let me see. We'll skip it. Alright, so we also have a confirmed casting as well too, and a movie title announcement. We have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Sounds like something from the brain of Vincent McMahon. But anyway, if it was, it'd be better here anyway in Marvel's hands. Kevin Feige officially confirmed during the Disney Investors Day that we will get a third film from the Ant-Man franchise called Quantumania. It will see the return of Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, and we will also have the villain Kang the Conqueror, played by none other than Jonathan Majors of Lovecraft Country fame. It also has reports that Catherine Newton will join the fold as Rudd's daughter Cassie Lang. A release date has not been confirmed, though Peyton Reed, the director of the last two installments, will be back in the director's chair. I'm hyped for this one. I mean, the fact that we got Kang coming to the MCU, possibly being the new big bad to fill in for Thanos. Yo, I can't wait. Or maybe he's not the big bad. Maybe we're not getting the whole full 10-year gear like we did before. Who knows? But if this is a sign of things to come, strap me in and take my money. Absolutely. Now, Captain Marvel 2 is going to bring all the chips to the table. Disney has confirmed that both Iman Vellani's Miss Marvel and Tiana Paris' Monica Rambeau will appear in Captain Marvel 2 alongside Captain Marvel herself, Miss Brie Larson. Captain Marvel 2 will be forging new ties in the MCU movies and comparing and the companion series from Disney Plus. So of course we know that Miss Marvel is getting her own show. Neither character's role is surprising, given that both are inspired by Carol Danvers' comics. In the comics, take up the Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel's names, respectively. Captain Marvel 2 will feature Brie Larson reprising her lead role, and Candyman's Nia DaCosta is directing the sequel. This one's gonna be dope. Like I said, they're bringing all the chips to the table, and I can't wait. Next, we got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Disney provided new details on this film, scheduled to come at some point in 2022, I believe March 25th. And it looks like not only is this going to be tied to the WandaVision series, but it's also going to be tied with the Spider-Man 3 film as well. Spider-Man 3's Sam Raimi will be directing this, as well we will see the return of Benedict Cumberbatch, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Rachel McAdams, and Benedict Wong, all reprising their respective roles in the MCU film. The sequel will see the Sorcerer Supreme team up with his Avengers Infinity War and Endgame teammate Scarlet Witch, once again played by Elizabeth Olsen, as he encounters the horrors and perils of the multiverse. This is also going to be tied to Spider-Man 3. As we said, Olsen is currently in London filming the Multiverse of Madness and will be joining production soon by Itaichi Gomez, who will be playing America Chavez. Can't wait to see that one. Who had previously also been rumored, but it's now confirmed. The sequel is also set to explore and explain and delve more into Baron Mordo's fall to the dark side as a setup at the end of the first movie. We also have Thor, Love and Thunder. Christian Bale's character has now been confirmed as Gore the God Butcher. Following the reports from earlier this year, we now know that Christian Bale has joined Thor as Gore the God Butcher. While fans might not be entirely surprised by the casting confirmation, they'll likely have no idea who Bale will be playing, but now we all know. Natalie Portman's Jane Foster has no surprise that she will be taking on the mantle of Thor in this film. In the comics, in the wake of Gore's dying family, he believed that gods couldn't exist. Upon the discovery that gods did exist, he vowed to kill them all as punishment for letting tragedies befall seemingly innocent people without intervening. In addition to Bale, Chris Pratt Star-Lord and Jamie Alexander's Lady Sif will also return for Thor 4. And the final news we have here from Marvel is that Kevin Feige has definitely addressed the biggest question surrounding Black Panther 2. Marvel will not be recasting the role of T'Challa in respect to the late Chadwick Boseman. Instead, the Black Panther series will expand to spotlight other characters using the braiding world of Wakanda. Ryan Coogler remains attached to Black Panther 2, but the sequel's release date has been pushed back to July 8th, 2022. I don't necessarily... I respect the decision, but at the same time, I don't know. I kind of just... It's kind of like saying, yeah, man, like Batman is just a mask. Anybody can be Batman. Anybody can be Spider-Man. Anybody can be Black Panther, just a mantle. No. We all know Batman is Bruce Wayne. Spider-Man is Peter Parker or Miles Morales, depending on who you're talking to. And T'Challa is the Black Panther. That's just how that works. But, I don't know. I guess we'll see how Disney does this. Hopefully it'll still be dope. I'm going to take a quick little breaky break here from this special episode of DYSG covering everything from the Disney Investor Day. We'll be right back with more DYSG. All right, freaks and geeks, let's hop right back in this thing. Here's the stuff from Disney and everything else. Now we have Pinocchio on Disney Plus and other live action adaptations. Disney confirmed during the investors call that Robert Zemeckis will be making a live action remake of Pinocchio to debut on Disney Plus rather than in theaters. It stars Tom Hanks as Geppetto, with the story saying the beloved puppet who yearns to be a real life boy will be brought to life via CGI. According to Deadline, Disney will be mulling Disney Plus premieres for Cruella, Peter Pan, Wendy, and Pinocchio instead of their originally planned theatrical releases. All three films are live-action spins on Disney classics. Cruella, directed by Craig Giuseppe and starring Emma Stone as a pre-101 Dalmatians version of the dog-napping villainess, is currently slated for a May 28th theatrical release. Peter Pan and Wendy is a live-action remake of the studio's 1953 film that will be directed by David Lowery and starring Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell. Raya and the Last Dragon rollout plan. Now, when I saw this film, I was like, oh, The Last Dragon? Bruce Leroy? Show enough? Nah. But it is going to be an animated film. It looks beautiful, by the way. But it will debut on March 5th in theaters and on Disney Plus, however, with premiere access. But further details include more about a magical, mythical, self-depreciating named Susie, a thieving toddler Noi with her band of Ongs, the street-savvy entrepreneur Born, and a formidable giant Tongue. This should be an interesting film, to say the least. Now, Indiana Jones 5 is in pre-production. I don't know who's actually out here still asking for Indiana Jones films, but hey, here we are. It is on track for July 2022 with a release, with pre-production currently underway. The news was reiterated by Lucasfilm's boss Kathleen Kennedy during the Disney Investors Day. Ford vs. Ferrari and Logan director James Mangold remains on board to helm the film, and Harrison Ford is naturally returning as Indy himself to conclude the iconic character's journey. Hopefully this is the last one. I mean, Raiders was what, 81? I want to say 81, 82, and here we are in Here we are going to get a fifth film in 2022. Jeez, Harrison Ford, you've had a hell of a run, sir. Hats off to you. We also have Encanto, new Disney film, animated film announced. The film will reveal its 60th feature film called Encanto. The upcoming animated musical comedy will be released in fall 2021. In a brief synopsis, Encanto takes you to Colombia, where a magical family lives in a magical home. The film is directed by Brian Howard and Jared Bush, co-directed and co-written by Charisse Castro-Smith. Encanto's music will be written by none other than the prolific Lin-Manuel Miranda. The guy did Hamilton. He did Moana. Let's let him have it. Yeah, right? Okay, Pixar has a prequel lined up for Toy Story called Lightyear. They announced a new animated film called Lightyear, one connected to the Buzz Lightyear. It is described as an origin story for Buzz Lightyear, the person, not the action figure we have grown to love, and charting his rise from test pilot to space ranger. It will be directed by Finding Dory co-creator Angus MacLane. Lightyear will star as voiced by none other than Captain America himself, Chris Evans, scheduled to hit cinemas in summer of 2022. Hey, I mean, you couldn't pick a nicer guy. I mean, it's Chris Evans. I mean, yeah, I'm with that one. I'm with it. Now, in addition to the recently announced comic series from Marvel, FX has announced a brand new Alien TV series that is helmed by Fargo and Legion's Noah Hawley. It is set in a not so distant future and will be the first alien story set on Earth, and Hawley will be working with director Ridley Scott. It also will blend both the timeless horror of the first Alien film with the non-stop action of the second, and it's going to be a crazy, scary thrill ride that will blow people back in their seats. Yeah, I'm here for it, man. I'm all about some Alien, man. Absolutely. Let's get this going right now. We also have a few other animated series coming to Disney Plus. Tiana and Moana will be coming as well too. Disney has announced that Tiana from Princess and the Frog fame and Moana will be getting their own respective Disney streaming series coming to the streaming service. Princess Tiana will be back for all new stories in a long-form musical comedy. The series is titled Tiana. Of course, Moana will also be shown as well too. No words on kind of what the show is going to be about, but I'm pretty sure they're in the same vein. Also, y'all, we got a buffet of other Disney properties as well too. Let's go ahead and run down these real quickly. We got a Baymax series that will focus on Baymax's original protocol, which is to be a nurse robot. After all, the healthcare element hasn't been explored as well as it probably could in the past. There will be a patient in the series that the friendly, caring robot will try to help. So the story potentially could branch out in all sorts of interesting ways going forward. There will probably be some supercharged heroics too, so don't worry about that. Zootopia Plus will explore the minor character of Flash the Sloth and will be released on Disney Plus in 2022. I mean, don't get me wrong, that was a cool little part of Zootopia, but if you're giving me a series about Flash, you better have him speak a little faster, or else I'm checking out after episode 2, I can tell you that. In a first-of-its-kind collaboration, Disney Animation and Pan-African entertainment company Koalji are teaming up to create an all-new science fiction series for Disney Plus, Oaju. It will debut on Disney Plus in 2022. And if you have a chance, check this out. It looks beautiful. The Mighty Ducks, the Game Changers, will continue the legacy of hockey's finest fouls and will pick up right where the films left off. Furthermore, Emilio Estevez will be returning as Coach Gordon Bombay, and Lauren Graham will also be, quote-unquote, joining the flock. Way to pun that up there, Chauncey. Turner and Hooch will also arrive on Disney Plus and will star Josh Peck in the main role made famous by Tom Hanks. Big Shot is an original concept by David E. Kelly and is the celebration of girl power set in the world of high school basketball. It will star John Stamos as a coach from NCAA and will feature Yvette Nicole Brown and Jesseline Gilsig. Yvette Nicole Brown's in the movie. I'm watching it. That's all that is. She's one of my favorite people in the whole world. Absolutely watching it. Plus, it's Uncle Jesse. Who's not going to watch that? Swiss Family Robinson will also be at Disney Plus and will be a reimagining of the classic tale and is a collaboration between Ronald Moore and John Chu. So we'll see how that looks. Percy Jackson and the Olympians is one of the most popular book series in the world and will also be coming to Disney Plus as a new series. We all knew this and we are looking forward to that here at DYSG. We got Hocus Pocus 2 also being announced, directed by Adam Shankman. Zac Efron will star in a modern take of the hilarious 80s comedy 3 Men and a Baby. That's coming to a Disney Plus in 2022. A Cheaper by the Dozen movie will be a reimagining of the hit comedy from Blackish producer Kenya Barris and will be hitting Disney Plus in 2022 and is set to be starring Gabrielle Union. There will be a live-action film franchise of Diary of the Wimpy Kid come to Disney Plus next year, and a new animated film is also on the way. The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild is the newest entry in the Ice Age franchise. Jesus, that's a big franchise. Ice Age has been going on forever. It's almost like they're trying to break the record of Land Before Time. Anyway, it starts prankster possum brother Crash and Eddie and swashbuckling weasel Buck, voiced by Simon Pegg. It'll be coming to Disney Plus in 2022. Night at the Museum is also coming to Disney Plus as an animated film. Sean Levy will be directing. That's also next year. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Emily Blunt, Edgar Ramirez, Jack Whitehall, Jesse Plemons, and Paul Giamatti will star in Jungle Cruise, coming to theaters July 2021. A prequel to the live-action Lion King is also in development from Barry Jenkins. Hans Zimmer, Pharrell Williams, and Nicholas Petrell will provide the music. So, it's going to be good music. Let's hope it's also a good movie. We also have the full cast details of the Little Mermaid, Disney's live-action adaptation of that classic. It will star Halle Bailey, not Halle Berry, Halle Bailey as her Ariel, Daveed Diggs as Sebastian, Javier Bardem as King Triton, Jacob Tremblay as Flounder, Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, Jonah Hauer-King as Prince Eric, and Awkwafina as Scuttle. That's going to be hilarious to hear her as Scuttle. That's going to be hilarious. I cannot wait. Chip and Dale, the Rescue Rangers, are returning in a hybrid live-action animated feature called Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, directed by Avica Schaefer. It will be voiced by none other than John Mulaney and Andy Samberg. My son is going to love that. It's going to be hilarious. Disenchanted, a sequel to Enchanted, will stream exclusively on Disney Plus and will have Amy Adams returning as Giselle. And finally, Sister Act 3 is in development, and Whoopi Goldberg will be returning to star and produce the film alongside Tyler Perry. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. And I can almost promise you that probably wasn't everything that they announced, but Disney gave you a lot of stuff to look forward to. And as someone who is insanely sick of this pandemic that we're in, I want to personally thank Disney for doing their part to at least keep us entertained while we're in the house. So thank you, Disney. Thank you, Marvel. Thank you, Fox. Thank you, Nat Geo. Thanks to everyone at Disney for doing their part to keep us entertained while we're all in-house together. I am Nix. I'm gonna get out of here. But first, I want to thank y'all so much for listening. Thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for the listeners. Thank you for liking this show. Thank you for following this show. I love y'all out there, just so y'all know that. Please be sure to subscribe to the content. Follow the content. Hit us up on doyouspeakgeek.com when you get a chance. Follow us on social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Hit that YouTube page, like and subscribe. And as always, people, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?